Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Raven and welcome back to my channel. Now, last night there was another Warriors Den live stream and we do have a whole bunch of news in terms of arena mode, a bunch of balance changes, and lag compensation. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Now, there is going to be a big patch coming with all of these things, and that is going to be dropping on the 19th of April, so next week. And there will be full patch notes in regards to all the balance changes and bug fixes that they're doing, but that's not dropping till the 18th next week, so Wednesday. But first of all, let's talk about arena mode. So essentially, it's going to be this cool little training mode that you guys can jump in and you can fuck around in there and see how things work. But it is going to be bringing 3 brand new maps as well, one for the Knights, one for the Samurai, and one for the Vikings that you can play in 1v1s and 2v2s. So those will be added to the mix. Now, they did say they will be doing a specific event as well where you can play those specific maps, which should be pretty fun. We've all been waiting for, you know, just in terms of 1v1, just a pure fucking arena mode. I wish they were doing an actual arena mode where you could have, like, you know, a whole bunch of people run out and it's a free-for-all and people fuck each other up. But in terms of what this is, it's still pretty cool. So we will be getting that next week. Next up, they said any game that's using the dedicated servers will now display your ping. Okay, so you can see how much you're lagging like every other game, and so on and so forth. It's not going to be the green bars anymore. But keep in mind, if you do see the green bars or the red bars or yellow bars or whatever, it's because you're playing in a session that doesn't have dedicated servers. So I know the modes where you're versing the AI, they don't use dedicated servers. But anything that you see a little ping thing there, it's on a dedicated server. In addition to the patch, they're going to be doing a live update as well that will be fixing some PC issues. Basically, they're getting rid of that thing, you know, when you close the game and the music's still playing in the background because it hasn't really closed and you got to like Alt F4 and Task Manager and like, you know, properly close it through there. They're fixing that, so they're making it that it closes properly, and they're also fixing a memory leak issue that some people have been having on PC. Next up, we're going to be talking about the AFK timers. Now, there were some issues where they sort of, you know, they fucked with the timers a bit and people were literally, you know, reaching over, grabbing a drink, and then they were getting booted. It was an issue. There were some times where, you know, I'd be turning around to my recording thing, making sure it's all good, turn around, I'd be booted. So they went a bit ham with that. So what they've done is when you get kicked for being AFK, you no longer suffer the 10-minute wait penalty. So that is being removed from casual play. It's still staying in ranked mode. So like, you know, if you get booted for being AFK in a ranked mode, you still have to wait X amount of time before you can play again. But what they're doing with the casual modes is if you still get booted for being AFK, that will happen, but you won't get the penalty. And they're testing this. They said they want to get people's feedback on this. They want to know what we think about this and whether it's a good change or not. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. Now, keep in mind with that as well, you still get the loss and all that sort of stuff for technically leaving or quitting a match. So if you're someone who thinks, okay, I'm just going to start, you know, jumping ship every game now, and you give a shit about wins and losses, you're still going to, you know, get the loss. Now, for those of you who care about battle outfits, they're having a sale on those right now. So it goes as follows. 1.5k steel battle outfits will now cost 1,000, 3k will now cost 2k, and 5k outfits will now cost 3k. So if you care about battle outfits, go and buy some. And now the last 2 little things before we get into the big news, and that is on consoles. You're now able to fully remap your controls. So, you know, you can put light attack on the X button if you're playing on Xbox, and you can, you know, switch it all around, and that's coming to consoles. And apparently this works on everything except for the zone attack. So that should be pretty cool. I know some people have been wanting that for a while. And on top of that, they're adjusting the gear stat values, okay? So I think they said that for attack damage, they're reducing that. In other words, whenever this patch rolls around, double check your gear stats and see what they're fucked with, and you might have to rejig your build accordingly. But now let's get into the really big one, and that is the back dodge. So for the longest time, people have been really pissed off at the fact that assassins, whenever they get in shit or they run out of stamina, they just back dodge, and they get the fuck out of there, and it's really hard for certain classes to chase them. I'm looking at you like Shigoki and Warden. So what they've done is, in order to fix this, they've sort of normalized everything across the board. So everyone will now essentially get a back dodge of 1.75 meters, and the back dash recovery for everyone will now be 1,100 milliseconds. But apparently you can perform actions still after about 800 milliseconds. So if you back dodge, you'll still have time to do something, and then of course your opponent's going to have to read that. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but for the most part, with the back dash distance being nerfed, if you backdash and someone goes for an attack, they're gonna thump you. And they said this was the perfect balance between, certain characters that have short range, and of course the Kensei, who was made to destroy this shit, and he was still struggling to catch, like, Shinobi and Gladiator and stuff, and Peacekeeper who were doing this. So if all goes well, this should fix the whole backdashing issue. Now this means that assassins are going to now need to learn how to either parry stuff instead of backdashing away, maybe side attacking, but then again that can lead to them being parried. It opens up the game for a lot more choices now, instead of just someone going, oh yeah, I'm losing, catch you later, and just back dodging to freedom. And that is a massive change that everyone's been asking for a while, so let's hope this does it justice and this fixes the issue. At least we don't have long to find out if it does, because it's dropping next week. Now let's talk about balance, shall we? So every single character is getting bug fixes, and visual fixes, and just little things like that. And a bunch of characters are getting, I wouldn't say absolute massive stuff, considering we have the reworks now, but they are getting some big balance passes. Now, because we don't have the full patch notes, I'm just going to go over some of them now, and then we'll get the rest later on next week. So these are the ones that I thought stand out to me. So first of all, they did something to deflect. Now they didn't buff it in terms of damage or anything crazy like that. Deflect isn't going to be any more viable than it is right now, but they did give something to it that looks really fucking cool and is pretty cool. And that is the fact that now when you deflect a move, so if someone goes to attack you, you deflect the move, and if someone else attacks you, you'll deflect both moves, okay? And then you'll stab the last guy. Now this works with 4 people, so if 4 people attack you, you deflect the first guy, you will deflect all 4 people, and whoever you happen to land on at the end cops the hit. So it works exactly like the parry, when 4 people attack you and you parry every single person, that's gonna happen, but with deflect. Now that is pretty damn cool. Next up, they gave some love to my man Centurion. Now Roman's been fighting very hard for this over the course of 6 months. He's been pushing to get Centurion, out of the muck and actually get a buff for once, and he did get a buff. Now his health is getting a buff from 110 HP and it's going up to 120 HP, so he's getting 10 extra health points, and they say this is to suit his armor and everything. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. I could, be a bit more. He is fully caked out in armor, but it's fine. So he's getting a health buff, which he does need. And on top of that, he's getting a brand new chain, and that is a light into a heavy attack. Now that is really freaking cool, because for the most part, when you play Centurion, you go light attack, and then you can follow that up with another light attack. Everyone knows it's coming. Most people block it. And then of course you ting off of it and you're fucked. But with this one, if you just land the heavy by itself, even if they block it, it doesn't matter. They're going to take chip damage, and then you're not going to be stunned for it. And you can also go light attack into a nice, quick fucking unblockable and stab him and do that sort of thing. So it's going to mix it up and give him a lot more potential. Now, there is a lot more that needs to be done with Centurion to get him back to a really cool state, but this is a good start. Next up, they did a thing with Shigoki. So when Shigoki is hugging someone with his Demon's Embrace, normally when you've got him up in the air, okay, and you're about to crush their life out of them, and someone hits them and kills them while they're on your shoulder, you crush the corpse, you throw the corpse on the ground, and you still gain health. That's no longer a thing anymore. So if you're about to give someone the hug of death, okay, and you're giving them all that sweet love and you're squeezing the life out of them, and someone kills them while they're up there, you're going to crush their body, throw it on the ground, and not get any health back. So keep that in mind if you're playing and you see a Shigoki about to love someone to death, don't fucking hit him. Let the fat man suck their soul out. Now speaking of that, they also did something with the Shaman. So what happens now with the Shaman is when you bleed someone and you jump on them to rip their neck out, okay, and someone hits the guy, you get thrown off, but they're still bleeding, so you can just do it again, okay? So you're constantly diving on people. I find that to be fun, but then again, I'm usually the one playing the Shaman. So what they've done now is, if you jump on someone and you're about to give them that sweet kiss of death, and someone hits the guy and you get thrown off, the bleed is going to disappear from them, so you can't jump on them again without bleeding them again. So once again, if you see a Shaman dive on someone, fucking don't touch them. Let her get her freak on, okay? And then after she's done, you can join in as well, because otherwise you're gonna fuck the whole thing up. Now in this Warriors Den, they pretty much gave a very, very, very strong hint on who's gonna be reworked next, okay? They said that pretty much any character that, isn't in these patch notes, they don't have any big changes, maybe they're getting a rework, and they strongly hinted to Orochi getting a rework. I think we all know that's happening. So Orochi's pretty much all but confirmed. Now they also said that the Valkyrie isn't getting much, so like I said, the Valkyrie and Orochi need it. If that turns out to be true, I was right, yay. But here is one that surprised me, okay? And if this ends up being a thing, then I'm gonna be extremely fucking happy because I love this character, but at the same time, I know a lot of people are gonna be sort of pissed off because it's not the Warden. and that is the Peacekeeper. So they strongly hinted that the Peacekeeper, the Orochi, and the Valkyrie might be, getting messed with in Season 6 in terms of reworks. Now, when it comes to the Peacekeeper, I really fucking hope they do it, and I really hope they don't fuck with her or do anything bad to her, because I love the Peacekeeper. I want her to be improved. I don't want her to get shat on like they did to Nabushi, sort of. But yeah, let's wait and see for that. But if it turns out to be the Orochi, Valkyrie, and Peacekeeper, one, I told you so, and B, I'm very interested to see what they do with the Peacekeeper. And last but not least, they put in a chunk of the new lag compensation, which is going to be dropping next week. Essentially, on all offensive moves, okay, guard break, hitting someone, doing all that sort of stuff, they're putting a 33 ms delay on that. So if you click the button to attack someone, there's going to be 33 milliseconds of delay, and then you're going to attack someone. Now, this is going to clear up some visual stuff, some stuff where you think you block an attack, but it goes through and hits you anyway. It's going to do, just shore up that sort of stuff. And overall, it's going to make things more understandable. So I hit a guard break, there's going to be a short delay period, and then I'm going to do the guard break, and it should be enough time for everything to be smooth in terms of what people are doing. So once again, we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, guys, overall, that is it. That it was pretty much all they talked about, and I'm really excited to get this thing. We get to try out the brand new arena mode, and we get to see what that's like and do the warrior trials and all that sort of stuff. We get to see how this lag compensation goes. We get to see how this quit penalty stuff goes, and the back dodge, how that works. It's going to be a cool little week to sort of test things out. But that is the end of the video, guys, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading and replying to all your comments down below. And feel free to check out my Discord and Twitter. There is a link down below in the description box for both of those as well. The Discord is a great way for me to talk to you guys outside the YouTube comments section, and of course the Twitter is a great way for you guys to get a notification whenever a video is being uploaded, because YouTube is a bit weird sometimes. And if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here on the channel and you want to support the channel further, feel free to check out my Patreon. There'll be a link down below in the description box, and a link will pop up at the end of the video. And if you choose to donate, it is greatly appreciated. And a big shout out to my current patrons whose names you've been seeing in the background. Just wanted to say thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot. And please share this video around, it does help me out a fuck ton. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.